Peloton might have even bigger problems than Tile. I don't know, because they got to go and figure out how to, what do you call it? Recall. They got to figure out a way to go recall 125,000 treadmills.
The big boys.
Oh my God. What is the freight? I'm like, I've got images in my mind of all the logistics and shipping guys and lifting and trucks going to people's houses. And it's enormous, that thing. And no one's going to disassemble it or.
Okay, so first, what happened?
Well, what happened, we covered on this show in the past.
Yeah.
There's been a number of injury reports. And one death. That's obviously a key here. 72 reports of adult users, children, pets, and or objects being pulled under the rear of the treadmill, including 29 reports of injuries to children, such as second and third degree abrasions, broken bones, and lacerations. This is the Tread Plus unit as well as the regular Tread unit, and then an additional 5,400 treadmills in Canada. So the first number was in the U.S., and some of them are in Canada as well that are going to be getting recalled. Now, at first, when we talk about this story, when the news first broke, there was a little bit of defense on the Peloton front where they were kind of trying to fight it a little bit or at least plead their case. Mm-hmm. And now I guess they've looked at it, or maybe they read all the stories, or maybe they've been getting increased pressure. You just don't know. Mm-hmm. But they have, I believe this is a voluntary recall, which means it hasn't.
Peloton's like, yeah, you're right.
I believe this is what it says over here. Voluntary. I just want to make sure. Peloton is issuing a voluntary recall for all its treadmill products. So it took a little while, but they aren't being forced to do it by the safety people. Instead, they're just getting out in front of it. They're like, God, we can't handle. Imagine something else happens. We can't be on the hook for that. We got to just get out in front of this one and just get these all back here and figure out a different system, figure out a different way. So they got to go now and collect these things. Is going to be a massive undertaking. They have said, as far as the voluntary component, actually, that's interesting because it's voluntary. It could be voluntary in the other way, which is it's up to the individual to whether they want to keep using it or not. Because there's also an indication in here that they're saying, okay, if you want to hang on to it, then follow these steps. We want it to be in a room, locked, no children,
right? Things
like this. So there's a voluntary aspect there too. Tread Plus owners will have the option to voluntarily return their treadmills to Peloton for a full refund through November 6, 2022. If you want to keep the treadmill, you're being offered additional safety measures. They'll show up and move the treadmill to another room for free into a safer location. I guess it's pretty heavy, that thing.
I guess so. I'm wondering, why can't they design some sort of safety like hardware for it?
Oh, they're gonna
I guess
have
they
to.
can't.
What do
like
you mean?
at least for the existing ones, can they add like some sort of like protection at the bottom or something? Like just redesign it, just so like they don't have to figure out the logistics of returning it.
I think it needs a
full-on redesign.
This seems super obvious, but it needs a better shutoff. Because what happens is it escalates. Like something gets trapped and it doesn't turn off. The video clips I saw.
Yeah.
So once, and I don't know, again, this is not an easy fix. Like they can't just snap their fingers and do it, and they can't, I don't think, issue a software update and achieve such a thing. It might be missing some necessary hardware that lets the treadmill know, hey, there's something trapped underneath here, and we're going to shut it down right now.
Some sort of sensor.
And then also maybe another consideration, because so many kids were affected, would be weight. Like if you don't have enough weight on the treadmill, maybe it shouldn't turn on. Because we saw all these clips with the kids running. I know there's some small adults. Maybe there would be a way to override it with like a pin code or something. But maybe by default, it doesn't even turn on if you don't put 100 pounds on it.
Right.
Or whatever it would be, 90 pounds. Because even that's a bigger kid, at that point. That is probably less susceptible to major issue. But either way, at this point, it seems they want to just get them back. They're at least offering the opportunity to get them back. And I presume this company is wildly successful. I presume they can hire the right people when they can make the modifications necessary to get a better version of the product back on the market. So that's the upside.
Yeah.
You end up with a better, but this does seem a little bit tough to say, but like for those that have been injured, let alone killed, I think the idea of an upcoming product to improve it is not enough. Mm-hmm. They're gonna have to settle with all these people too. Like they're gonna, like, you know what I'm saying? There's gonna be separate legal implications over there. So it's a tough one. It's a tough one.